Have you ever created something in Procreate that looked perfectly fine on your iPad, only to print it and find it looks blurry, pixelated, or just nowhere near as crisp as you expected? The frustrating part is that you can see 300 DPI written in your canvas settings, and you still end up with a poor quality print. That's because DPI is only one part of the picture. Your actual pixel dimensions, the size you're trying to print, whether anything has been enlarged, and even how you export the file can all affect the final result. In this video, I'm going to show you how to check an artwork you've already made, work out whether you can rescue it, and set your canvas up correctly next time so you never get blurry prints again. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Nicole from iPad Calligraphy, where I share simple step-by-step tutorials to make you feel more confident with lettering, illustration, and design on your iPad without getting overwhelmed by all the technical settings. I've also linked my free cheat sheet, 3 essential steps to printing from Procreate, just below the video. It covers everything we go through here today, plus a third setting I'm not getting into here, color profile, which causes a different kind of problem. So grab it via the link below and keep it handy whenever you're setting up a new artwork for print. Let's start with the reasons this happens, because once you understand that part, the settings make much more sense. The most important thing to understand is that Procreate artwork is made from pixels, and the number of pixels is decided when you create the canvas. When you print it, those pixels have to spread across a physical area. If you have plenty of pixels for that size, the result can look clean and detailed. If you try and spread a small amount of pixels across a much larger print, the edges start to look soft, blocky, or jagged. And the part that catches people out is that when you set up your canvas in Procreate, you enter a physical size in inches, centimeters, or millimeters, along with your DPI, so usually 300. And Procreate works out the pixels for you. It's easy to assume that your canvas size and the print size are the same thing, but not necessarily, because if you later send that artwork to print at a bigger size than you initially set the canvas up, nothing inside the file changes. It still holds the same amount of pixels. They're just being asked to cover more paper. So the number that matters is not the size that shows on your canvas, it's actually the size that you choose to print the artwork out at. So for a standard print that will be viewed fairly close up, 300 DPI is the usual starting point, and that means you want roughly 300 pixels for every inch of the final print. So for a popular size like 8 by 10 inches at 300 DPI, it will need a canvas that is 2400 by 3000 pixels. And a 5 by 7 inch print at 300 DPI will need a 1500 by 2100 pixel canvas. The important thing to remember is that simply typing 300 DPI into the box doesn't magically add those pixels. You need the final physical size, the DPI, and the pixel dimensions to all agree with each other. They're all connected. 300 is standard for most printed things, but not always. Later, I'll show you a job where the printer asked for 600 and it actually turned out to mean the complete opposite of what you'd expect. If the artwork is already finished, don't panic. First, let's see what you actually have to work with. I'm going to open this piece that I made, and the first place to look is in the Canvas info panel. So to find this, we just want to tap on the Actions panel, which is the wrench icon, then choose Canvas panel and tap Canvas information at the bottom here. Then you want to open dimensions on the left-hand side. There are 3 things shown here: the pixel width and height, the physical size in inches, and the DPI. And straight away, you can see why this file would give me trouble, because it's telling me that the artwork is nearly 42 inches wide over 58 inches tall. That's almost 5 feet. I definitely did not draw a 5-foot poster on my iPad. So with that physical size shown, it's tempting to take it as your answer. But think of your pixels like a tin of paint. You've got a fixed amount, and how much wall it covers depends on how thickly you spread it. Spread it thin and you'll cover more wall, but it'll look patchy and you'll see straight through it. Spread it properly and you'll cover less area, but the quality will be right. The inches setting in Procreate is the how much wall does this cover answer. So the DPI is the thickness that it's assuming you want. And the DPI was set when the canvas was created. For example, this file is set to 72 DPI, which is fine for digital, but not for print. It's spreading my pixels really thin, which is why that inches amount here is so big. So the question we want to answer is, what size can I actually print this out at with 300 DPI? To find that out, let's go back to the Actions menu, tap the Canvas panel, and this time we want to choose Crop and Resize, and then tap Settings in the top right here. Before you touch anything, check that Resample Canvas is toggled off. That's important because with resample off, you're not touching the paint at all. You're just working with how far it will go, so the walls. With resample on, Procreate starts watering down the paint and trying to spread it much further. And that's what's re-rendering your artwork, not measuring it. So now I'll change the DPI from 72 to 300 just by tapping in it, typing 300, and notice the pixel amount stays the same here. So let's tap the tick box up here for OK and take a better look. Now we can go back into Canvas Info, back to that Dimensions tab. The pixel width and height are exactly the same. They haven't moved at all. They're still 3000 by 4200. But the physical size has come right down from nearly 42 by 58 to 10 by 14 inches. So that's the real print size of this artwork. And the important part is nothing has been lost or damaged and not one pixel changed. This was actually always a beautiful 10 by 14 inch print. The label was just telling me something different. We didn't improve the artwork either. We haven't added any paint. We just asked Procreate to measure it better. If it's big enough for what you had in mind, you're done. Print it at that size and it looks lovely and sharp. But if your file is big enough and the print still came out blurry, then the problem is somewhere else, and it's usually an element that was enlarged or a scaling setting on the actual printer. So we'll come back and check those things shortly. But before we do, if the size you just worked out is much smaller than you actually wanted to print, that's a different problem. Let's look at that one first. So say that's you. You discover your real print size is a lot smaller than the print that you had in mind. Let's talk about what you can do about it. Here's a version of the same artwork that's 1500 by 2100 pixels at 300 DPI. That's a 5 by 7 inch print, so it's perfect as a card. But what if I want to make it a 10 by 14 inch print instead? Can you make a small Procreate artwork larger after it's finished? Technically, yes, but there's an important catch. First, duplicate the artwork in your gallery so you can preserve the original. Then open the duplicate version, go to Actions, Canvas, Crop and Resize, and then tap Settings. And this time, switch Resample Canvas to On. Now, this panel only takes pixels, so you need to work out the pixels you're aiming for. We need to multiply the inches by 300 to find the pixels. So if I want 10 by 14, that's 10 times 300, which is 3000, and then 14 times 300, which is 4200. So once I tap the tick box, Procreate will build me a bigger version of my artwork. It says 3000 by 4200, exactly the same as my master file, and that gives me the 10 by 14 inches that I wanted. But what happens when I zoom in and actually compare the two at actual size? So this is my original on the left at full size, and the resampled one on the right. Same physical dimensions, but Procreate had to invent those extra pixels by guessing from the ones that were already there. That's when you start getting that watered down paint. It covers the bigger area, but there's no extra paint in the tin than there was before. And this is the same file printed at A3. It's soft and the fine lines are blurry and the lettering has lost the nice crisp, sharp edges. Both of these prints have identical pixel dimensions, but the detail was already gone from this one before it ever reached the printer. So if your artwork is only slightly too small, duplicate it, try the resample, and print one test sheet at the final size. You may find out that it's absolutely fine for your project, especially with soft painted work or something that you'll be viewing from further away. But lettering and sharp line work like this, a big increase will usually show. So if that's much too small and the sharp details really matter, the cleanest solution is to actually just create a new canvas at the correct size, drop the old artwork underneath as a guide, and redraw the important line work. It takes longer, but you salvage those details instead of stretching the pixels and ending up with a blurry print. So that's how you rescue a file, but it's much easier if you never end up there. And that comes down to the first 30 seconds of setting up a new canvas. And I understand you don't always know what a piece is going to become when you start it. Sometimes you're just drawing for the pleasure of it, and that's exactly how it should be. But if there's any chance that you want to print it out one day, it's worth setting up as if you will. You can always print smaller than your canvas allows, but as we've just seen, going the other way is much harder. So to set up your new canvas from the Procreate gallery, tap the plus sign in the top right and then tap the new canvas button here with the folder and the plus icon. Rather than working in pixels, choose the physical dimension that you'll actually be printing in, so inches, centimeters, or millimeters. Then enter the finished width and height and set the DPI to 300, unless your printer has told you otherwise. And if you're not sure what size to go for, I'll put some common print sizes on screen here so you can pick whichever one you're most likely to want. You can just take a screen grab of this. For this one, I'm creating an 8x10 print at 300 DPI, and you'll see that Procreate works out the pixels for you. Before I hit create, I have a look at the maximum layers. The bigger your canvas, the more pixels in it. So Procreate gives you fewer layers to work with, and how many you get depends on your iPad storage. That's completely normal, but it is why I'd suggest that you choose a size that you genuinely expect to print rather than just going as big as possible, because a canvas you can't comfortably work with isn't much use either. There's one more thing to decide before you start, and that's your color profile. That's under the second tab here. You can't switch a Procreate canvas from RGB to CMYK once it's created. If you're printing professionally, check what they need first, and there's more on that in that cheat sheet below. So now I can create the canvas and work at the size that my final print actually needs. There's one more thing I want to make sure you know about. Sometimes the canvas itself is large enough, but one part of the artwork still looks blurry. That usually happens when an imported photo, texture, logo, or stamp started small and then was enlarged after it was placed. A large canvas cannot add detail to a small stretched element. So if you transform something bigger than its original size, that object becomes soft while the rest of the design stays crisp. The same idea applies to stamp brushes. So it's always important to increase the brush size as large as you need and then stamp it at that size, rather than stamping it small and then enlarging it. And another tip is to avoid shrinking and enlarging the same element over and over, because each one of those moves costs you a little more quality every time. So instead, what I suggest is you keep your original motif untouched, make a duplicate to experiment with the scale, rotate and copy as many times as you need until you've found the size and position that you want. Then leave it sitting there as a guide and bring your original on top and transform it once to match. That way, your object has only been through one single move instead of 10. So once your artwork is ready for print, make sure the file stays full size on its way to the printer. To export it, you just need to go to Actions and then Share. For a high quality flattened image, you can choose PNG or TIFF, which will preserve the image quality. PDF may also be appropriate if you're printing professionally. They might have their preference for you there as well, so you can always ask. Avoid taking a screenshot of the artwork or sending it through an app that might compress the images. Save the original export to files, cloud storage, or a hard drive so it keeps the full resolution intact. And at the printing stage, you want to check whether the printer's software is actually using actual size or scaling the artwork to fit the page, because scaling can actually change the finished dimensions, and it might also explain why a print unexpectedly crops or looks small. And the main thing that will save you, print one proof first, particularly for expensive jobs. Check for sharp edges and the overall size and colour before you go ahead with the full order. These two lettering prints are an exaggerated version of that proof check. The blurry file already had its detail degraded before reaching the printer, so no export format or print setting was going to restore that one. But by test printing one first, it meant that I could see the problem before ordering a full run. So before we go, earlier you might remember I mentioned that while 300 DPI is the standard starting point for most print jobs, sometimes a printer will ask for something completely different. A good example came my way just recently when one of my students, Linda, reached out about preparing her artwork for a large mural. She originally messaged me saying that Procreate was running out of layers and that she needed 600 DPI for a mural. But underneath that part of her email, she'd also copied and pasted the exact wording from the mural company, and that said that they needed 600 pixels per linear foot. Because we talk about DPI so often, it is completely understandable that she interpreted that as 600 DPI. So she was trying to create an enormous canvas in Procreate. So there are 12 inches in 1 foot, so that's 600 pixels divided across 12 inches, which works out to 50 pixels per inch at the final mural size, not 600. So once Linda understood what the printer was asking for, she can now set up a much more workable canvas in Procreate without sacrificing nearly all her layers or changing apps. A large format artwork is usually viewed much further away than a greeting card or a print that you can hold in your hands, so it often doesn't need 300 DPI for every inch, and it certainly didn't need 600 in this case. The lesson is to ask your printer for the final physical size and the required pixel dimensions, resolution, color profile, file format, and then read those units carefully. So if your Procreate prints have been coming out blurry, the main thing to remember is that 300 DPI is not a magic fix on its own. Check how many pixels the artwork contains and whether that's enough for the physical size that you want to print. If it's too small, you can test a small enlargement or rebuild the sharp details on a corrected canvas size. And if you've been looking at this lettering piece throughout the video and you'd love to create something like it yourself, that's exactly what I teach in my free 45-minute iPad calligraphy workshop. I'll show you how to build letters from simple strokes and put them together into polished lettering on your iPad. So instead of piecing it together one tutorial at a time, you'll have a clear process to follow from the beginning. So click the link below to register and I'll send you instant access to that workshop. So thanks for watching today. I hope this helped and I'll see you in the next video.